Hello, Theo. I thought I would make you this screencast to illustrate how to do certain things so you can improve your traditional assessment. So I am in a quiz. It's not your quiz, doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you a demonstration of how you can actually put a text box in your quiz versus making your story in a test question. So I'm just in a quiz that I'm using to demonstrate, and let's call it the Theo sample. And this is where you're going to tell your students about the instructions for taking the quiz, because I'm recommending that you make one quiz, not 4 quizzes. Anyway, so you know this part, but your story does not go in this introductory part. So I'll just say save. So then you've got that, and now we're going to go and edit the questions themselves. And this is where I'm going to demonstrate where you're in the actual quiz. You can say new question, and in the drop down, text. No question. This is just going to be a story. This is where you put your story. So in that drop down menu, you know all the formats come up. So you're going to pick text, no question. And I happen to have your story on the clipboard, and I'm saying read the story and answer the true false items. Or well, since there's going to be one quiz, the test items, whatever you want to call them, but you get the idea. And then I say update question. So now my quiz actually has the story at the top, and now I can start adding the questions. And so you have a true false question, and I'll just put Q1 for question 1. And then you did an appropriate job of putting true false question 1. You know what it is. Statement 1 is actually statement 1. I did notice you got to remember to put your period at the end of every one of your statements. Okay, so that was one thing. How you can actually have a test item that's just text. And one thing I noticed, so now I'm actually in your quiz, and I am looking at your multiple choice. And you'll notice you put the answers here. So these need to actually be all the options down here. So if I go here to your quiz and I say keep editing the quiz, and here's the questions, and I'm editing this specific question, this does not go up here. This goes down below here. Yes, this is the correct answer, but you have to put all the answers down here. So you need to reprogram this such that all the information in terms of your stems, add another answer, and I can say add another answer because this one we know is going to be D, and we're going to put it down there, and we don't need it up there anymore, and here's C, and here's B. Okay, and this is now the correct answer. This is a possible answer. See how it's now red? And this answer is possible, and this answer is possible. They're all possible, but only one, in this instance, since it's select one, is the correct answer, and so there it is. Now, I also recommend you put the feedback down here for every single test item. Read the story again. You know, you can use the same feedback on all your wrong possible answers. So now I have programmed, sorry, a little slow on the connection. I have programmed all the answers. I say done. Come on. Done. 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 Update question. So now, save. When I go into the multiple choice, now of course I didn't take all the space out and one of my pastes didn't work, but you get the idea. Now I can actually answer the question down here, and I have 4 choices to choose from. And if I was in editing mode, I'd go back in and put your B down there, but I think you get the idea. Whereas, so these here need to go down below because basically you've got it programmed incorrectly. Okay, moving right along. We've done true false. Let's go look at your true false. I showed you how this should be your actual directions for taking the quiz. And we're going to show you how you add your text up above as a text. The only thing here, this one's fine, is once again, make sure you pay attention to your punctuation. Whatever ones you choose, some do, some don't, because I gave you feedback on taking what you have in this current version of your TA and making one traditional assessment. And there's feedback on your matching, moving right along. I went and answered them all correctly, but you told me they're all incorrect. So you need to learn how to actually program the matching so that you not only can students match, but they also get the correct feedback. And so let's see if I can do this quickly. I go to my questions. I'm editing. You give them directions. No, this is where you actually put the right answer. Okay? And this should have been a toy factory. These are all going to be listed on, and this should be his co-workers to be, and you can add extra stuff down here. Like say I wanted to put his supervisor. He likes working with his supervisor. That's just a distractor that doesn't work. So if I update the question and I save it, and I go to actually preview the question, you can see that I should have put an F there, sorry, in front of his supervisor. Likes hanging out with his coworkers. And then I say, told them to stop playing around. So I'm going to answer all of these. Their shift starts. You could put another time frame in there as a distractor. So even though I put in the correct answers, now I can say submit quiz. I'm going to get at least 2 of them right when I look down below, because I reprogrammed them to give the right answer, but they mix them up in the actual presentation. So if I wanted to edit this again, I can correct a few things in this. A lot of clicking, I know. Update, save, done, blah, blah, blah. So here, F, G. Let's say I worked, he works from 5 p.m. Let's see how the other one's set up. I want to make sure that I make space. Okay. He works from 5 p.m. to, what would be an 8-hour shift? 2 a.m. Save. So now I have added a couple more distractors. All right, I have additional feedback on your hard copy, but here is a quick, well, not too quick, but at least a screencast that shows you where you need to go back and reprogram your traditional assessment. I hope you find it helpful.